Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Lee Pitts Live. So glad you kept us on your list of things to do. Hey, I think you're going to be thrilled as well. We have a renowned professor here at Florida Gulf Coast University. He's also an honorary ambassador to a country in Africa. We'll get to that. He's also the president of the African Network of Southwest Florida. We'll get to that. He's also the chairman of the Mayor's Council, Kevin Anderson, for the City of Fort Myers Diversity Committee. We'll get to that. All that's happening with Dr. Peter Ndiang'ui. Let's bump you in. Good to get you on the show, man.
Thank you.
Let's go straight to it.
Yes.
We're so proud of you and what you meant to our community, and certainly what you meant to the motherland. And it's a thrill to know that you've been appointed an honorary ambassador to Nyeri County, Kenya. How do you feel about that?
It's very humbling. It is way beyond my dreams. It is one of those titles you say, am I sure about this? Is it for real? I used to dream of things like that. Now I'm here.
You're a pretty big name over there in Kenya, aren't you? You made a name for yourself.
I'm still a very simple, humble village boy, just like you in Alabama. Mm-hmm. But I try to do the best I can, and if somebody recognizes it, you feel good. But it's important to remain humble.
You come from humble beginnings.
You do.
Raising sheep?
Yeah, goats.
Goats.
Goats more. I know everything about goats. That's really? My best job.
You know everything about goats?
Yeah. Good goat, bad goat. It's such a good job, man. It's classy.
Isn't that something?
That's why there's a connection between teaching and goat herding. You know, like you're putting them together, you know. We'll get to
and
that.
Now you're a doctor.
Yes.
College professor.
Yeah.
And I think you're on something at the college, the Senate or something.
Right, yeah. I just recently joined the Faculty Senate, the University Faculty Senate, representing the College of Education, and I'm also the chairperson of the College of Education Diversity Committee. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Well, that's a good segue here now.
Yeah.
Diversity Committee.
Yes.
We've been hearing a lot in the news about diversity.
Right.
And how that's going to play out in terms of education.
Right.
Coming from the governor. I don't want you
right.
to get too far out on that, but that committee will still exist on a college
mm-hmm.
campus?
Mm-hmm. We still move on as we used to. Nobody has told us to do otherwise. But remember, Lee, the message we pass is that we all have a place in that university. We all need to feel included. Everybody, students, faculty, staff, everybody need to feel that FGCU is their place. That's the message we pass. Mm-hmm. Call it anything you want, doesn't matter who. Love is a good thing, Lee. Mm-hmm. Including every single child. Every single person needs to be in a safe crowd. It doesn't matter what anybody says. That's what they deserve. Mm-hmm. That's what we pass on the message.
You have a new president over at
mm-hmm.
FGCU.
Amazing, yes.
Female.
Yes.
First female president right. of the university.
Yes.
I want you to call her name and tell us what your thoughts are on her so far.
Oh, Dr. Ashago Timol is probably one of the greatest gifts FGCU has gotten. Mm-hmm. We always had her. She was always my friend. In fact, I'm trying to get used to calling her Madam President, mm-hmm. but I'm going to get used to it. I better do. She's an amazing person. And she's down to earth. She's very humble. She's a member of this community. She knows everyone in the community. People know her. She's a migrant like me. She came from Turkey. And now she knows the migrant population, international students, what they go through, people like me who have an accent, what we go through. She's one of us who came from far and belong to this community. She's gonna make a big change, my friend.
And she hasn't been on Lee Pitts Live yet.
Oh, yes, she will. I'll let her know that you said that.
I just told her you're going to show her this interview.
That's right.
I just told you.
Yes, I make sure she'll the interview. She's amazing. You will love interviewing her. She'll be amazing.
Let's go to as we work our way to your honorary ambassadorship.
Right.
Let's go to the outstanding work you've done with the city of Fort Myers.
Thank you.
You were one of the founders
Right.
of the Mayor's Diversity Committee
Right.
for the city.
Yes.
I think it has evolved to a new name.
Right.
Just give me a little, but still go.
Right. So we started, if you go back, it was started actually in my classroom when Mayor Laddie Henderson at the time came and the students challenged him, and then it evolved to the committee called the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. We went on like that until the current Mayor Kevin Edison came in and said, no, you need to include the three components: diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we became the Fort Myers Mayor's Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Advisory Committee. And we've been working. Kevin was actually, when he was a council member, was a big supporter. We used to consult him. He's my friend. We used to work together a lot. And so we have evolved and it has grown. And I want to say something here because this is important. The founding group of that committee composed of Guido Minaya, Kathy Bruno, Dan Vasky, and Beth Countryman. And in addition, there was somebody who was really my original advisor, and you did a very good job. And there was another one called Kennick. And it's sad at this point, this is my first time to mention his name. I don't want to be very sad about it. I know he was your friend too. Loy was a phenomenal member. I still feel he is there with us, and we have done everything we could. He was open. He never felt shy of speaking his mind out, and that gave the committee an impetus of what it is. We're going to have Loy Kennick's community engagement series of lectures and talking about each other members of the community coming together. We're going to have a meeting next week about that. We're going to go on and set it up and build it up. Frankie Jennings and Lahin Bush's godson and other people are involved. We're going to build something powerful because Loy meant a lot to try and bring. It's not the color of your skin, it's not your religion, it's not your gender. We all belong to this city. Right.
For those who may not be aware, our good friend Roy Kennick passed away last month, and we what was earlier this, well, by the time we tape this, it would be last month, but time it hits television.
Right.
And he passed away, and he was a pillar in the community, and had the pleasure of being asked to speak at his funeral and all of that. So it's great that the Diversity Committee for the City of Fort Myers, the Mayor's Office, Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity is going to continue to keep his name up in light. So, Roy, we miss you, my friend. It's my first time talking about you on TV.
Right, right.
And me and your good friend Peter Ndiang'ui are here making sure that we pay homage to you, my buddy.
Let me just say this because I know you want to proceed, but I'm going to say this. I came here in the year 2002 when I was hired as the first black teacher in Canterbury School. After about 40 years, they had never had a black teacher. They hired me then. And I was nervous going there. And the opening day, the first day, I went to the school and there were all these white folks all over me. And then I looked out and I saw a couple that looked like me. And that was Loy and Frankie. And they came close to me. They were smiling, and Frankie gave me a hug. And they said, "We came here for you." They made me feel so much at home. I'll never forget that moment. And I knew I'm here to stay.
What a story.
I'm telling you.
Powerful moment.
Powerful.
Well, somewhere down the road, as we transition from Roy Kennick's, somewhere down the road, I will take advantage of this platform. I've interviewed Roy so many times. I'll take advantage of this platform and I'll talk in depth. I'll spend a whole show talking about Roy Kennick. How about that? Let's move on to, I think we covered you and many of your credentials.
All right.
Let's move on to you now as a Honorary Ambassador to Nyeri County, Kenya.
Right.
What is, when people think of Nyeri County,
Yes,
Kenya,
yes.
what should they think of?
They should think of a state like Florida or Georgia or any other. So what happened in Kenya about 10 years ago is that they devolved. and each part of the country became a county.
Oh, really?
And the county has its own laws, just like the state. Actually, it's based on the American Constitution.
Right.
So we do have, like, I represent, Nyeri is like, I want to think of it as Florida. And so I was appointed by the governor of Nyeri to represent that section of the country. And of course, it does not have the official aspects of it, but it means that I do the same job as the ambassador of the entire country
Right.
does, and we work with him very closely, the one in Washington. I do the same job for the person who appointed me, Governor Mwalimu Kahiga. And Governor Kahiga, if I tell you briefly, is one of the greatest people I have ever seen, the greatest leaders, seriously. And I'm not saying that because I'm his ambassador, but he was a teacher like me. And even when he's the governor, he still behaves like a teacher. You know, teachers are nice people, you know, just doing nice stuff. And the man has developed that place, and he was the first one to appoint an honorary ambassador.
And people need to know that you were born and raised in Kenya.
I was born in the village of Madakweni. I know we have had conversations about you being raised in Alabama and me in the village in Kenya, and we saw a lot of similarities on that. But that's who I am. I'm from the village, and that's my connection. These are the people I represent. Let me tell you a story there quickly. When I was coming to America, my parents organized a big party for me, and we went everywhere. Everywhere. Everyone was going to take their son to America. Anywhere. Even the people who were in opposition, like the Catholic priest and the Baptist, everybody. I knew when they came home, I'm in America for them. It is not for me. It is for those old folks, those young children who went and they claimed me. They owned me. And that is what I do every day.
I find it quite interesting, too, that since I've known you, and I think it's been at least 14 years or so.
Right. Yeah, it's more than that.
It could be more, since you've been in America.
Yes.
You have not, for 1 second, forgotten or abandoned your responsibility to Africa, Kenya,
right,
and America, and making ways of partnering and building a bridge between the two countries.
Right.
Why is that so? Why are you so adamant about that?
Let me just say this, Ray, because we have had conversations with this, and every now and then, there's not a single week I've had you not talk about Alabama growing up. And the same thing with me. If you forget where you come from, and that's what our parents, everybody has always said, you don't know where you're going. Mm-hmm. That's home. That's where I am in my zone. I don't go there as often, but now that the phones came and everything, I am there every single day. Mm-hmm. I've got children there who call me dad, call me papa. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I am, and we can talk about that briefly. I've set up an academy where we meet with them. I've just finished early this week with them, and 27 of them, I'm paying their school fees. Mm. And their school fees, now I spent about $5,000 to pay for their school fees to get back to school on Monday. I am telling you, those children pray for me every day because that's what it takes. It's a powerful thing, my friend. Yes, home is important for me.
What would be your responsibility what are your responsibilities as the Honorary Ambassador?
Right, thank you. It's twofold. I'm an ambassador, just like any other. I represent the person and the people who appointed me. So I represent the people of Nyeri, outside Kenya, outside Africa, wherever we are. And I talk about the things you are doing. And you can talk briefly about how I'm trying to connect Nyeri with Fort Myers, because these are my two homes. Nyeri is probably one of the most developed parts of the world, so I sell it out to people. I am honorary, not making it less than any other ambassador by the fact that I don't get paid. I don't get a salary. But I get the privileges, everything else, and I feel so honored. I don't get a diplomatic passport or anything like that. But I have the respect it deserves, and those people believe in me. My other side of the story is I have people from Nyeri who live here and any other part in Australia, in UK, in Germany, wherever. And we set up projects where we all come together, like those children I just talked about, like the many other projects we are doing. We come together, we limit. The dollar is a mighty currency. $1 will go a long way to help. So our job with my team is to put those teams together, and people enjoy giving. There's nothing better than giving, my friend. You feel good that you're giving back to your people. So I'm connecting the people of Kenya. Oh, the other thing I need to tell you also. We also open opportunities for businessmen, for students. We just brought a number of students from Kenya to FGCU. They are studying, they are doing their master's degree. They are also working as guest teachers right now in the school district. We have an MOU with them. We brought them, we're gonna bring more. We open opportunities for these. That's what we are doing if you don't see us so much in Africa Network. We are focusing on those kinds of projects. They are there now studying. So FGCU gains in diversity of students. Brilliant, top class. We just had, we were not the organizers, but we just had students from Africa coming through the Mandela Washington Fellowship. I brought them to Mount Harmon, to Pastor Grover, my friend. I think you know Pastor Grover very well, and Shell. You bring them here. So you're putting real bridges, real connections between the continent and my new home here. Amazing. I'm an American, but I'll never lose. You can tell by my accent, the Mother Queen accent will always remain, because that's who I am.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be trying to lose that along that journey.
No.
And that makes a big asset to our community to have all of that diversity.
Exactly.
You've been a champion of diversity ever since I've known you. Let's go to what you just spoke about, is the students that are here.
Right.
How many students did you bring, and there's plans to bring more students?
Right.
And it looks like you are all of them trying to be educators eventually?
For the moment. The specific group, we have the MOU with the Lee County School District. For a pilot group, we brought 4.
Okay.
And they're there working with Gibson in the different schools, Dr. Gibson and others. They work in the school district and they study, they do masters. Brilliant, brilliant. We're gonna bring more.
So they're teaching, when you say working, they're actually teachers, they come in through the door?
They're working now as guest teachers for now, but they're gonna teach, because they cannot have time to plan the lessons so much. But they do the work in the classroom with Dr. Brian Gibson, and they also study in FGCU.
That's high level. That's high level, because I have a great affinity for Africans in Africa.
Right.
And I know that when you can get educators out of Africa, you're really getting some top-notch people.
Exactly.
Oh
yes. Oh yes.
So that is a great partnership. It's good to hear about that here on Leap Live.
Yes, and I want to give a big shout to the superintendent. Actually, it was started during Greg Atkins' time. We signed it during Ken Savage, and now the new superintendent has taken over. We love that, because we are adding, it's a win-win. The students are getting the education, the African students, they are getting some jobs, they are getting some money. The school district are getting very good teachers and good diversity. The college, the university is getting good students and great diversity. In the country there, they benefit. Everybody
wins, and there's a high demand for more teachers.
Right. There are no teachers. The colleges here are not producing teachers. We need to think ahead where we're going to get them and tell them, I know where there are good teachers out there.
Good job, Dr. Peter Ndiang'ui.
I appreciate my friend.
Since you were appointed in January 2023.
Yes.
And you've already talked about some of the accomplishments already.
Right.
Do you want to expound on that?
Right. When I was appointed by Governor Mutahi Kahiga, and he told me, I asked him, what do you want to be? Anything you think is good. He lined up education, health, environment, everything. So first thing I did was put together a team. I got a team of 12 people.
Okay.
I asked him about his cabinet, and he told me he has 12 people. So I have 12 people. So a member of the cabinet in Nyeri works with a member of the diaspora team. It's called the Nyeri Nyeri Diaspora Advisory Committee. You see, I keep talking about diversity. So they get, let's say, the person in education, and that's me. I work with the cabinet member of education. Person of environment works with us like that. So we put that together. We are doing great project. We set up the Nyeri Diaspora Leadership Academy. Let me just put that. We set up. We picked kids from very low income areas. They had performed very well in the elementary school final education examination. They had done very well, but they had no school fees, and for all kinds of reasons, there was so much poverty, they had not even enough food in the county. So we got them school fees, and they went to school. But that is not enough. That's a bad model where you're just giving, we are the givers and the receivers. That's not good. So we have a partnership with the parents. So we meet them during the school holidays, because they're in different schools. We sit down with them, we talk about leadership. And I want you one of these days in Zoom to talk to them. In fact, in December or next, we talk about leadership. We spend a week, and then we train them. For example, I work with ECHO to do agricultural practices where you don't have a shortage of food. We do environmental sustainability. We work with the State Department of Diaspora Affairs. We adopt forests. Now, in December, for example, and this is, I'm preempting this, do you know how we say don't mess with Texan people, they say that? Now we have a program from the Texan people, Mr. Mainakaigi, I hope you can hear me. We're gonna say don't mess with Nyeri. So we are cleaning up that, if we are planting trees, we're gonna build a beautiful, beautiful Nyeri. It's beautiful, my friend. It just, I wanted you to go there. In fact, we are also going to do, now let me connect my two worlds together. Nyeri is a beautiful town. It is actually the place where Lord Baden-Powell and Lady Baden-Powell of the Boy Scout movement, and they are buried there. That's where the Queen, the late Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, was sleeping there as a princess. She woke up as a queen when her father died in Nyeri. William Holden, Stephanie Powers, they all have places there. It's a beautiful place. Now we are trying to have sister cities with Fort Myers and Nyeri. So we're going to send the team. Remember, I'm the Mayor's Diversity Committee Chairman. I'm going to use that and the ambassador, put them together, and now we'll have those sister cities between Fort Myers and Nyeri. We're going to send a group of Fort Myers people and business people and all those Greek organizations, send them there, teach us there, go see things, go see the continent. I want a number of my African American people, next year particularly, allowed the Black History Month. I want to send a group there. Go back to the motherland. There's power in you, and there's so much beauty in that connection. We can't lose that. And that's what we are trying to bridge. We go there. The Nyeri people, or the other Kenyans and the other Africans, come and see America, demystify. America is a great country, no matter what anybody says, no matter what you hear. The American concept of democracy is still the greatest in the world. See good governance when it is there. And of course, read the documents, meet the people, demystify yourself. That's my role.
From your experience,
yes,
in terms of ingress, egress, or import, export,
yes,
is it more difficult for Africans to come to America, or is it more difficult for Americans to go to Africa in terms of the logistics and things?
I'm glad you asked that, because we make it very easy for you to go to Africa. We can do this with our phone call and do a few logistics, a few website things, and you can get your visa very easily. My God, when you get to that American embassy in Nairobi, to get that visa, it's like you're going to heaven. We make it so difficult. You take the bank statement, oh no, who is this bank statement? Why did they give it to you? Even these students I'm telling you are bringing, I would have brought more, but they don't get the visas. I'm telling the American ambassador, I am telling the consulate, please, let the people go. They're not coming to do anything. They're going to make you better and better here. They bring well. Don't stop. It's much. I'm glad you asked that question, Lee.
I asked it because I knew the answer.
It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I knew the answer. You know, of course, I traveled throughout Africa.
Right.
And so I knew the answer.
Right.
And I wanted to get that out in the open.
Right.
The way you just described it, though,
Yeah.
all of those documents and all these things that you have to have,
Yes, right.
somebody to sponsor you
Yes.
and all of that,
So
that's coming from the American side, or is it
Yes.
coming from the African side?
I think there must be regulation. Let's give it credit. The American embassy wants to limit the number because everyone wants to go to America, so they make it. But they make it even impossible, even genuinely.
Right.
people. I know one of my people, I wanted to brilliant kid. So he takes the bank statement, which had been, people who his aunt was sponsoring him. Then it said, why is your aunt sponsoring him? Because my aunt has interest in my education. But then the following time it was told that there was so much money that has been put in the account all at once. So the next time, our brothers and sisters, they all sponsored, they put it together, they took the bank statement, and we all want to sponsor this kid. Then the embassy says, oh, where are they not there? Where is the bank statement of your auntie who was there before?
Right.
What is this? Stop complicating issues,
it's
man.
complicated.
Let the people go. I know there must be regulations, but don't make it so hard.
Right.
You need us here, and we need you. We make it easy for them to go. You know what we say in Kenya? Remember, everybody's from Kenya originally? Mm-hmm. You're going home. Because we all started in Kenya.
Really?
In history, everyone is started there. Even the white folks, even the Hispanics, everyone must have started there. That's what I read in history. So you go home, everyone is home.
Kenya is the cradle of civilization.
The cradle of civilization. It's beautiful, wonderful people, my friend.
My man.
I'm telling you, I'm just so proud to be an ambassador of such a beautiful country.
Let's give that website.
That's
it's
right.
for more information.
NDLAI. Let me repeat that. Go slowly. It's a
.org.
www.ndlai.org. It means Nyeri Diaspora Leadership Academy Incorporated.org. That's where we have all those kids. And if anybody wants to help us with those kids, partner with us, we would love it. Go there to the website to see the amazing things those kids are doing. Phenomenal job, and they're doing very well in school. We are so excited. You know how nice it feels to help? You know how empowering it is?
To help.
Yeah, it's such a nice feeling. I'm telling you, it just feels so good. They think I'm helping them, and I think I'm helping them. And from a religious point of view, I think I'm getting my blessings from God for doing that. Why not? I'm telling you.
Of all the things that you just said in this entire interview.
Yes.
What you just said right there.
Right.
People should take that as a motto.
Right.
How good it feels to help.
Right.
It's very simple.
It's as simple.
But it's so powerful.
Yes.
If people can appreciate and embrace the beauty and the great feeling that you get from helping other people.
Right.
It is the essence of humanity.
It is the essence of humanity. Actually, my governor, the one who appointed me governor, Mutahi Kahiga, when we talk, he reminds me that in his business, he goes to many funerals and he listens to many eulogies. And he has never had one to say that man made millions of dollars and built very big houses. And all that is talked about is their kindness, their compassion, how much they helped. Nobody talks about the many things you accumulated here. We talked about my brother Loy. He's gone. And he reminds me. We talk about death so simply. But so near with us. We were with him last year. We're talking about, even when you told me he's sick, I wanted to ask him some questions. But Loy has done his job. I want us to reflect back. What will people say? What will people say about you? Truthfully, because people sometimes exaggerate and lie. What have you done? Nobody will say how many cars you bought, how many houses. What did you do for humanity? My brother, what you do here. You have promoted this. I don't think you even understand what you do with it, what repeat life means, really, what this TV interview. You brought all of us up. Well, you are so selfless.
Now
this
you got
is
me
what it's
thinking
about.
Roy, man.
I know.
Just.
I'm sorry I had to bring it up. Because you're the one who told me, go immediately.
I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for Roy Kennick.
That's right.
It's just amazing.
I know this is not about him, but we can't help it. And he did so much. Even now there's a grant he had applied for. It's still going on. I'm going to check on it next week. Because the work continues. Yep. But the answer is, what did you do for humanity? And that's what we do.
Well, he would be very proud of you and all the great work that you're doing.
Thank you.
I want to leave it on that note.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you on this show.
It's an honor.
The ambassador to Nyeri, County Kenyan, Dr. Peter Ndiang'ui, the eminent professor at Florida Gulf Coast University, was our guest. Remember, Miami may have the oranges, but Dr. Peter Ndiang'ui has got the juice.
The juice.
Juice.
The juice. You know I have an accent. You didn't hear that one. But I want to invite you to Nyeri, please. You need to go. We need to go together.
We'll have that discussion. We'll see you.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello, everybody. This is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show. And if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime. And also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live, and there you go.